Is it
We're
on?
back. We're back. It's on.
Is this thing on?
New comic book day, ComiXology Live. New York City.
I think we should start doing monologues.
The city that never sleeps.
You know?
All right, ready. I'm ready for
I think
you
we
to start.
should do monologues and then just be like, live from New York. It's ComiXology Live.
Maybe you should read from
Oh, it's ComiXology something.
Dark Fang.
I was reading Dark Fang before we started, and it's pretty awesome.
It sounds dark and disturbing.
It's not. It just has good writing.
You're Kiwi.
You're Slim.
Thank you. And we're in New York City. Brandon is here officially. Brandon missed the most show last
Brandon.
week. We felt bad. Well, I felt bad. I don't know if you feel emotional.
Deep down in the crevices of my old bones, there is remnants of a heart.
There's a lot of things going on in comics these days.
It's a pretty hot week for us this week.
It's actually really cold out, though. It's
snowing
in New York City.
It's very snowy. Not good.
Kamarli, hope I'm pronouncing your first name right, is here as well.
I hope you know who Marley is.
I don't. I'm sorry. Listen, people mispronounce my last name all the time.
Okay.
I'm Polish.
Same.
So what's in the news?
The comic book news.
We need more free comics.
All right, so I
Cynthia
just
says.
found this out, and I am not happy.
No? What's happening?
Jake Gyllenhaal is being considered for Batman.
I think
I
I'm
think
okay
a lot
with
of
it.
people are gonna be fine, but I am not happy.
No? People love Jake Gyllenhaal. He's like
but
your
he's
next door
not.
neighbor.
He's not Batman.
He could be. People thought Michael Keaton wasn't Batman. I just destroyed your argument. I crushed it.
Michael Keaton is not in this. It's not like Jake Gyllenhaal. Jake Gyllenhaal, it reminds me of like a snuggle teddy bear. Mm-hmm. Batman's not snuggly, unless he's with Catwoman.
Bruce is.
Brucey's not either.
He's rough.
Do you want to know my pick?
Okay.
Army Hammer. Let that sink
Really?
in for a second.
Army.
He kind of seems like he could be a D just by his appearance, which is good, you know?
Thanks
I
for
think
not cursing on the show.
because I want him and Superman to like be equivalents. He's also taller than what's his name? I can't even
Jake
say
Gyllenhaal?
No.
Jake Gyllenhaal's is like tall as Tom
Superman
Cruise.
guy.
The guy with the mustache.
I can't even think
Henry
of it.
Cavill.
Yeah. He's another one.
He's in.
Don't get me started on that.
Who would you, if you're watching right now?
Who would your pick for the next Batman to replace Batfleck be?
Batfleck. Cynthia says, we need more free comics in the free section. Cynthia?
We're on it.
If you're in the States, you should try ComiXology Unlimited.
Yeah, girl.
$5 a month for 10,000 plus comics. Jose says it's nice and warm in LA. Jose?
Oh, thanks, Jose.
Don't maybe get the ban hammer out, Jose. Ban you so fast.
All right, next. Apparently, Spider-Man will make a small appearance in the Venom film. Shocking.
I, for one, cannot believe Arsenio says Oprah as Batman. Interesting pick.
Oprah, 2020 president, and Batman.
Let's just have everyone that has their own show just run for office. Get me out of here.
Wait, that means we're candidates.
We're officially candidates.
And my final thought on the news is, where the hell is the Solo trailer?
It could be.
Where is it?
It could be bad news.
Like, to me, I'm like, they're like, is there even a movie? Is the movie coming?
When was the last time Ron Howard had a hit? Honestly, and he's in charge of remaking Solo. Mike says, love your service immensely. I had a minor issue with a digital comic, and Jose was really helpful. Is this Jose under a different name? Does Jose have 2 Facebook accounts?
He definitely made 2.
Thank you, Mike. I don't know if Solo comes out in like 3 weeks. No one's even seen what's-his-face as Solo.
They keep trying to be like, oh, it's super secretive. But it's like,
We all know
okay,
the
it's so
story.
secretive that, right. But do we?
He meets Chewie, and he fights Lando and wins the Falcon. Isn't that the plot of the movie?
I think essentially, yes.
Listen, John Hamm. What are your thoughts on John Hamm?
Well, I can't say it because it's probably inappropriate for this show.
Gosh.
NSFW.
Wow. You heard it here first. Maybe that's the name of the weekly show.
NSFW.
Presented by ComiXology.
Eric Bana.
What was he last? He was Has he been in a lot of stuff? He was the Hulk too, wasn't he?
Eric Bana?
Eric Bana.
Was he?
Yeah. Someone quote me on that. I'm in Canada, Sintra says.
Are you thinking of Dr. Banner and you're getting confused? No. Are you sure?
Eric Bana was the Hulk before... I don't know. There's like
we suck at names today.
10 Hulk movies, 10 Hulk characters.
There's like 50.
Anything else hot in the news?
Anyway.
Or should we get to comics?
Let's get to comics.
Okay.
So today was a pretty stacked day. Shall we begin?
Shall we begin?
Do you want to talk about Ice Cream Man #1?
Wow. Ice Cream Man #1. Here. You like horror?
I mean...
are you listening? You kidding me? You listen right now?
Find it.
Jesus.
All right. Ice Cream Man #1 from Image.
It looks great. I love ice cream. I love ice cream men.
So this is a super creepy book, and there's a lot going on.
Just 1 second to confirm that I was right. Chad says he was the Hulk prior to Ed Norton.
Thank you, Chad.
Yeah, you're real happy about that.
I don't like when you're right. It's rare, so soak it in.
I am soaking. I'm going to make a gif of the instant I was right.
We're going to be like, ooh. Ice Cream Man #1. I've never been creeped out by an ice cream man, but I've also never had one that looked like this. Also, I lived in the middle of nowhere, so the ice cream man never really came down my road.
Ice cream man comes down our road like 9 o'clock at night. It's super late.
Actually, where I live now, he comes, like, I hear his little jingle playing at like 10 o'clock at night. And I wonder, do the children in New York eat ice cream that late?
Has anyone seen any children in New York? Maybe he takes them all.
I don't know.
Because he's evil like the ice cream man.
So this is horrifying. It has to do with a little like dark magic. There's a big spider involved.
I hate
spiders. A murderous spider. And I'm slightly arachnophobic, so that's scary to me.
Thank God it's only slightly.
Slightly. Yeah, so we'll see what happens next with this. It kind of jumps around this first issue, but I think I'm fine with that.
I thought when you first told me that I needed to read Ice Cream Man, I thought it was going to be like an anthology series like Diablo House. But
no, it's not at all.
It starts out with the kid who's a little squirrely and his spider, and then a detective and an ice cream man who maybe something else.
He sort of, I think, plays a role in all of this. Like perhaps he's like the nucleus of all the crazy stuff that's going on in this town.
Good word. In the city that never sleeps, 10 p.m. ice cream is acceptable, Brandon says.
Ice cream has no timetable.
Mike just said there was a spider behind me.
Okay, that's...
Mike, I will ban
really,
you.
Like,
or
do you want
Mike, should I say. Jose.
Mike Jose.
I really liked it.
I think it's really cool. I think the art sort of gives way to like the kind of the weird creepiness of the tale. So yeah, I'll keep reading.
Good.
I'll see what happens next.
Great.
What about you?
You ever heard of a guy that goes by the name James Bond?
It's actually Bond. James Bond.
Oh my gosh. James Bond, you're thinking, oh, James Bond comic book. It's just going to be, just a regular run-the-mill.
He gets a girl. He kills some people.
The girl dies. He goes out for revenge and
then he
drinks a
gets
martini.
Another girl.
And then she dies.
Name drops himself a bunch of times.
And then another girl dies.
I have a feeling you're going to tell me that's not what happens in that book.
I'm just kidding. It's exactly what happens. No. James Bond, the body, I was intrigued because Alesh Kott.
Oh, my.
That's the James Bond shirtless.
To me, he almost looks like he could be Batman.
I got a very strong Batman vibe. But Alesh Kott from Zero, he did Secret Avengers for Marvel. Zero, I loved. This book starts out with James Bond talking to his doctor, kind of like the doctor's like, what the heck happened to you? So he recaps this mission that he was on. So the voiceover is just James talking to this kind of like nerdy doctor who's kind of excited that he's like getting into like some action finally just by hearing from James Bond's story. And it's kind of like a one-shot mission. It's not like hugely overdone about like, oh, there's this big storyline happening that you need to know everything about. There is bits and pieces of kind of like a larger story, but it's so well done. You could consider this a one-shot story. I loved it. I was super stoked that Alesh is doing James Bond. He has another series out, which I haven't read, that's a creator-owned book. Days of Hate. So if you
Oh, yeah, we
if
just
you
picked
buy
that up.
James Bond, check out his creator and stuff. I have to read this tonight, but I was super impressed with it. I liked it. He actually looks like John Hamm a little bit. John Hamm as James Bond. You heard it here first.
Also, John Hamm is taller than you might think he is. For some reason, I always thought he was short, but I think he's a 6-footer.
He's a hunk.
He is a hunk of a man.
Mike, I'm going to stop mentioning Mike because I think it might be a trick just to mention his name. 2 shout-outs in less than 2 minutes.
Yeah.
I wish my name was Jose, so maybe I should change my name.
You just make it your middle name. Mike Jose.
James Bond is awesome and can never die, says Dwayne.
No, you can't.
You know what's-his-face is doing another James Bond movie?
Yeah, Daniel Craig.
The guy's like 80.
He can hop on trains and stuff and kill people, and he always gets the girl.
Enough about me.
Anyway, yeah, selfish. So finally, after such a long time, my God, Diablo House is back. Woo. Number 3. So this one is about car racing. So this particular one opens in World War II with a family that it's literally the
Yep.
Pearl Harbor Day, and the dad is just like, I'm gonna go fight for my country, and the mom's like, but we have a son, like what's gonna go on? And then he's like, you know what, at least if I go and I die, he'll know his dad fought for something. So he signs up for the war. The dad's like a really good mechanic. He helps fix all the tanks, and then he wins the Medal of Honor for in the Battle of Normandy, saving a few soldiers because he fixed a tank. Anyway,
Good for him.
so after that, they become into car racing, and the dad passes on.
Oh my God, this is horrible.
So then the son takes on like his legacy of building cars, and he starts racing cars with his best friend. Well, he's not a winner. So he visits the Diablo House and sells his soul to the devil to win a car race. As you can imagine, things do not turn out well for him. And he's in,
Bad trouble.
I'd say in hell.
The worst kind of trouble.
Yeah. So as always, these books are awesome. The art is just ridiculous.
That's like one of your top 3 favorite books that's out right now, maybe?
I think so. Like the
Top
art
2.
is just so amazing.
Top 2.
It's really nice. And, it's like every story, I like how it's a complete story and there's a moral at the end. And it's like, just don't sell your soul to the devil.
If there's one moral,
If there's one moral of life, don't sell your soul to the devil.
Let's see. I think I talked about it last week. It's weekly, so I get the chance to talk about it again. Avengers 676 No Surrender Part 2. The cover is someone reading an Avengers comic book.
That's nifty.
So last week, I didn't really reveal what happened at the end, but it's out. There was this female Avenger that shows up after the planet is stolen. Earth is stolen.
Oh, right.
Yeah, and it's bad.
And it's still missing,
Still
I gather.
missing, but the Avengers are on Earth. They don't know where they are. This female Avenger, who apparently they've seen before in his statue, returns. And they're like, oh, thanks for coming back. We missed you. And as a reader, you're like, who is this? I've never seen this person before.
Yeah.
So at the beginning, they show her telling her story about why she went missing. And it's all told by, like, Pietro, Wanda, as like, oh, remember that time where, the Vision was crying? Remember that famous scene where Vision's crying? She's, like, in the background of that. Like, they're injecting her into, like, famous... I'm trying to get the glare out of that light away. So, like, you can see her here. She's, like, in all these classic drawings. She's been there the whole time. And then Valerie Vector, a.k.a. Voyager. That's what her name was. So she's like, yeah, I got transferred through reality, and it messed with people's memory, so you don't remember me. And this is one of those stories where I can see a lot of people getting bummed. Like, oh, they're injecting a woman into the history of Avengers. You don't like those dudes.
Yeah.
But I'm totally for it. I feel like I like that it's weekly. The art's great. I think it's Pepe Larraz. And this is one of those stories that would read super well as a trade. As like, oh, who's this female Avenger that's been there the whole time and who's been messing with everyone's minds? I'm totally down for it. And my computer just locked.
What you've done.
I forgot to hit the button.
Whoopsie.
Let me type that in here
Right quick. You know, time does fly when you're having fun.
Especially on Facebook Live.
Exactly. So this is my pick of the week, and I've been waiting for this and like since I found out that it was happening. This is Batman 39.
Look at Deanna.
It's Diana.
She's regal.
Let's just talk about this creative team just for a smidge. We've got Tom King.
Wow.
Glorious.
Yeah.
We have Joelle Jones, who is like my favorite woman on the planet.
Wow.
And then we have Jordi Belair on color.
All-star team, if I ever heard one.
Can I say that? Can it get better than this?
I don't think it can.
I can't. I don't know.
If you say in the comments that it can get better, you're banned.
You're
instantly.
banned. Just agree. So let's just talk about Joelle's artwork.
Get in there.
The damn light.
I'm sorry with the light.
Jesus.
I apologize to everyone.
Like, her art is just ridiculous. It's stunning. So Wonder Woman and Batman, hilarious together because throughout this book, she sort of makes fun of him. Like, oh, it's so funny, men in your, you dress up in all of your uniforms. And it's like, she's like, for what? Like, I can fight better than you. And Catwoman's in this, which is cool. But
Cat. You have to call her Cat.
I can't with you. So this story is about the Gentleman.
Oh, that sounds
And
like
Wonder
an evil
Woman
nickname.
comes to Batman and she's like, hey, remember that deal we made with the Gentleman? He's ready to cash that in. So they have to travel to an alternate universe to protect the Earth from what the Gentleman is fighting. So the Gentleman's this guy that is fighting they're called the Hordes of the Genna. And they're just like all these like slimy like reptile creatures that he's been fighting them for like a gazillion years because if he doesn't, they will come through the portal to Earth and destroy all of mankind.
Wow.
Yes.
You guys got a crap
It's
job.
insane. Yes. So during one of the Justice League whatever things, Batman and Wonder Woman help the Gentleman fight these people. And then they're like, all right, if you ever need a break, call us up, let us know. We'll come fight them so you can come to Earth and just like chill out and like have a life. So that's what happens. And the issue is that time passes differently in this alternate universe than on Earth. So, Wonder Woman and Batman are gone for what seems like 2 hours to Catwoman. And it's really like 10 years.
Oh my gosh.
So we'll see what happens. Obviously, Batman and Catwoman just got engaged. So I guess it'll be a really long engagement.
Oh my, 10 years.
Yeah.
So like, is it just like mentally it feels like 10 years to them, or have they aged? Did
They
you say
don't.
that?
You don't age on that.
I see.
Yeah.
10 years.
Right. So Catwoman's like, where are they? It's been like only a couple hours, and what is it? The Gentleman is like, oh no, they're like been there for like 10 years fighting.
That's bad news. This could be the end of the engagement.
Or it could be the start of something new.
Something wonderful. Let's see. Mustafa says, I think King's Batman isn't true Batman. That's your opinion, Mustafa. You're entitled to it.
I think, is there really a true Batman?
It's too deep for me. I don't know. I got one more book that I was managed to have read. Philip,
Philip, you're not allowed to mention Slim's Insta stories anymore.
Was Philip Customer of the Week last week?
Yeah, because he once again mentioned your Insta stories.
Philip, guess what? You did it again. Customer of the Week, and you win the no prize.
You make me not want to ever post Insta stories.
Oh, that's the saddest thing I've ever... DC Comics. Damage. Ooh. He looks like the Hulk, but don't hold that against him.
But he's not green.
The New Age of Heroes from DC Comics. Whoa, look out. What on earth? I didn't know this was in here.
Did you open the book?
I read it on our app. We'll figure this all out together. I don't know what's happening here, folks. Something crazy is going on. There's some kind of I'm scared.
Don't. Put it away.
So Damage is like part of this new initiative from DC Comics where they're really promoting the artists first, as you can see. Tony Daniels is listed first. Robert Venditti is second, but they're both considered storytellers.
Okay.
And the vibe of this...
Artists are storytellers, aren't they?
They are, but I guess technically they don't get called that most of the time in comics, but they should.
Times change.
Damage is this large hulkling character. It's almost like a combination of Venom when he was like working for the government and he was able to use the suit, and then for like 24 hours and he had to stop or else it would like mess with his mind, and the Hulk. But it's very artist-centered. There's a ton of beautiful splash pages of the character Damage that reminded me of like old-school Image, and that might be a positive or a negative for people. But for me, growing up with Image, that was like a massive positive. Like, wow, look at these gorgeous splash pages. You don't see them a lot anymore. So fun first issue. You get to see the kind of the backstory of the people that control Damage. Yeah, Agent Venom. That was it, Chad. And you get a little bit of the Suicide Squad. I'm not huge into Suicide Squad, but they tell you a little bit about the character backstory. But I like it. I like this new initiative from DC. The first issue is super artist focused, so I'm into it.
Cool. I'm just kidding. I don't really hate you, I promise.
Kiwi's flavor is my favorite flavor of Haterade.
It is. It's
Kiwi
strong.
Flavor. It's super strong.
And honestly, I perfected it perfectly towards you.
Any other weaker man would have never come back to this office.
Maybe you're not really here then.
Can't even spit it out.
You can. Lost for words again.
We're running out of time.
All right, running out of time. Strangers in Paradise, XXV, out today, #1. I haven't read any Strangers in Paradise except for this one, but I'm a big fan of Terry Moore and a big fan of Rachel Rising. So this one's pretty cool. It seems like sort of like a soap opera-y type of thing, so that'll be cool to read. Assassinistas #2 is out. We talked about this a couple shows ago. Definitely check that out.
Oh my God, how much did you read?
Dark Fang is back. This is our environmentalist vampire that's really awesome, and she's just trying to save the world one turtle at a time.
Wow.
And then this great graphic novel is out today that I've just thumbed through, and it looks amazing. And this is The 3 Rooms in Valerie's Head. So check that one out too.
I remember when I used to buy Garfield, and they were in those strip
in like
sizes.
The long, yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Love Garfield.
All right, so real quick, what would you buy for $10?
Oh crud! I forgot. But I did write stuff down. Crisis on Infinite Earths.
It's here. Do you
I know. I forgot
that
that was a segment. Crisis on Infinite Earths is on sale for I think $4.99. So $5. So that's a legendary DC crossover. You know, where X character dies. This was like way back when characters didn't die, so you like pooped your little shorts when you read it as a kid. So I would buy that, and then also Conan, Volume 1. Where there's a huge, massive Conan sale. Dark Horse isn't going to be selling Conan anymore. I think Marvel's will get it in a year or two. So there's a massive Conan sale. I think it was Kurt Busiek and Carrie Nord did Volume 1, The Frost Giant's Daughter and Other Stories. I don't read Conan. I read that trade. It was one of the best stories out there. Like, I don't give a hoot about Conan, but I was like, wow, I care about Conan. This is amazing.
Some
this
of
is
those
so cool.
Conan covers are amazing to me. He's like fighting lions and giant snakes, and he has a shirt off for all of it.
The plot of Frost Giant, he gets like bored killing people and just like doing whatever he wants, like getting served grapes. So he hears tell of this area where people go to like have their wildest dreams fulfilled. So he goes on a journey to get there, and when he gets there, it's not what it seems.
So there's no grapes.
Not what it seems. What about you?
I would buy our good friend Taylor recommended Identity Crisis. He said it's sort of like one of those love-hate books. People love it and people hate it, but a lot of the people that love it for the reasons people hate it. So I was like, you know what? I'm not going to judge it. I'm going to just give it a shot. So that's $5.99. And from what I can gather, there's a bit of a murder mystery there, and they sort of explore how and why superheroes is so important to keep their identity, and then what happens if their identity is revealed. And then The Killer, Volume 1. I've heard amazing things about this. It's about this assassin hitman who obviously kills a ton of people, but that's sort of catching up with him, and he's having some doubts and an emotional breakdown, if you will, over that.
I've read The Killer. I like that.
Yeah, so I want to get that too. But that's $3.99. So look at us in budget.
Good picks. Lightning round of what's coming soon.
Ooh, yes. Backways, number 2 from Aftershock is out next week. That's that sort of like upside down occult mystery book.
Love the occult.
Yeah. I love saying occult. I say it probably once every episode. Sherlock Frankenstein number 4.
Ooh.
That's part of the Black Hammer uni.
Black Hammer. Book of the 2017 year.
Yeah, that's what you do like it. I have yet to read it. Vinegar Teeth number 1. I have no idea what that is, but I'm interested. I love vinegar, and we all have teeth. Kid Lobotomy, you like that, right?
Yeah, I think I read the first issue of that.
Yeah, that's coming back. And drum roll, Monstrous is back next week, everyone. Hold on to your pants.
Oh my God, hold on to your pantaloons.
I almost cried when I saw it.
Yeah, you saw it. You saw it and gasped. I thought someone stabbed you in the back.
Honestly, I cannot get enough of this book. I started rereading all of the volumes last night, and by all I mean 2. But yeah, I love it. Regression number 6. That's one of our favorite horror books. Very good. Sex Criminals is back. Southern Bastards. Doomsday Clock number 3 will be out. Raven, Daughter of Darkness.
There's a lot coming out.
There is. There's a new Black Panther coming out next week. Another Avengers.
Weekly.
And our ComiXology original collection of Immortal Iron Fists will also be out.
Wow.
So you'll be able to read all of those in one.
Wow.
And then Phoenix Resurrection will be back with the 4th issue.
Oh my gosh, your book, Phoenix Resurrection.
I just, I can't wait till she rises.
Chris says yay for Monstrous. He has both volumes as well.
It's great. It's one of my favorites ever.
So how about this noon show? Switching it up this week.
Yeah.
Nooner.
Let us know if this works for you guys.
Let us know in the comments.
Yeah. We thought that maybe 12 is the time that
people are having
was
lunch.
suitable for people to watch.
Not working.
Right.
Very hard.
This one never works.
I sleep under my
And when
desk.
he does, it's not hard.
I have like a dummy that I prop up on my chair. Most people can't tell the difference.
Nope.
It's sad. It's sad.
Replace one dummy with
My
another.
life is sad. But we gotta go. We gotta get back to work.
We do.
Thanks to everyone for watching.
And we'll see you next week.
Goodbye.
Bye.